It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only fun Survivor podcast. Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night, actually, because this is being recorded after the sun has gone down. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going tonight?
Oh, well, it's going all right. Do you ever wonder what it would be like if we had like a Don Pardo style intro to this show?
I'm sorry, do you think my intros aren't Don Powder-esque?
Yes,
Don
I
Pardo-esque?
don't think it sounds like Don Powder. He's just the budget Don Pardo. He's a guy that can do a Don Pardo impression. If we did that, we would be stealing the bit of Roundball Rock. So I wouldn't want to steal their bit, but it is fun. You know, what's a fun voice to do is Don Pardo's voice, specifically Don Pardo saying like a celebrity that shouldn't be hosting SNL.
Oh, like whom?
Name sorry.
names,
Let me look up the people that supposedly have famous birthdays on my birthday.
Oh yeah, this is what we were doing before we started recording. Looking up who all had.
Apologies to this man,
birthdays.
because I don't know. He seems like he's at least had some success in the game design field. He's done more than I have. But if it was like Donald Mustard,
It is a good name though.
Donald Mustard is an evocative name.
It gets people going, yeah. I actually
Mad Lobster and musical guest Noah Canada.
Is that somebody? Is that somebody?
He's an Instagram star. I can't believe you haven't heard of him. He's clearly more famous than Anthony Anderson based on these rankings, and Julia Child. Julia Child is old news. It's all about Noah Canada now.
I love that there's rankings of everybody born on every day.
Yeah, and I'm not in them, so.
Not yet.
I'm working on that.
Oh my God, of course. Tonight's musical guest, Princess Cecily of York, born in 1469. So this is fun.
And your host, Napoleon Bonaparte.
We've got Abdul Hamid I of the Ottoman Sultan here tonight.
With musical guest Joe Jonas.
It's so good. I love reading the names of people who are... Oh my God, Thomas, did you say Napoleon Bonaparte was born on your birthday? Or died on your birthday?
He was born on my birthday.
Napoleon II, son of Napoleon Bonaparte, was born on my birthday in 1811.
Well, now we know why we're such good friends.
Exactly. We're like Napoleon and his son.
You are my son.
We've been saying it for so long, and finally
I love my son,
why.
and I love hosting the only father-son Survivor podcast.
It's so good. This is a Survivor podcast, of course. So, Thomas, I have to ask you, did you watch Survivor 46 last night?
Sauce from spill, I don't do bummy. Serve so much shots in town, the neighbors think that I'm Andy Murray. Like all this food in my tummy.
Delicious, refreshing sip of water. Yes, I did.
All right, well, we got to interrupt that to do a quick bottle check.
Popping bottles in the ice, like a blizzard.
What's a bottle you got? What's the bottle you got?
I have a fine glass of Grand Rapids tap water. The Kent County is doing a great job on this. And I also have a vanilla Coke Zero.
Okay, I'm drinking from Chicago's own Revolution Brewing, an Infinity Hero. You know they do Hero for all of their beers. Everything is something Hero. This one's called an Infinity Hero.
What kind of beer is that?
It's a next-gen hops, juicy citrus character IPA. You know it's an IPA because it's a beer that's been released.
You're talking about an India Pale Ale here? Come on,
you know
now.
I am. You know I am because there's no other type of beer. It's all of the beers anymore. So I hope you like them.
It is you know what? It is all of the beers, but also sometimes just crack open a nice cold old style or like a lager or something. It's a hot day out. Feels great.
Mm-hmm. I can't deny that. I did steal a couple cans of old style when I left my parents' home yesterday. for the drive back. Not the drive
You were
back.
just returning it to its rightful place in Chicago.
I was very confused when I opened my dad's cooler in Rockford, Michigan, and there was Old Style in there. I said, is Old Style Rockford style? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure
It's
Old
only
Style is
old
Chicago
style
style.
if it's consumed in the Old Style region of Illinois.
Exactly, which is Chicago. This week's episode of Survivor 46 was called My Messy Sweet Little Friend, which is what I call you in private.
I am all of those things. I'm like a little bit of melted ice cream.
Between the two of us, who do you think is more messy, sweet, and little? Well, I guess we're both on the tall
I think
end.
you're sweeter than I am.
Thank you. Do you think? I think I'm messier than you are too. To be honest.
Jake, I didn't want to be the one to say it, but I agree.
We all know. And I am what 2 to 3 inches taller than you, I think.
It's true.
So I guess you're the little one, even though we are both over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, and you are my son, so.
Yeah. If it matters. Okay, so we start off at camp.
I have an adult son who's a year older than me because it matters. I'm always putting that on my dating profiles.
Kenzie is sad that she wasn't in.
Have kids want more on there. I have a 33-year-old adult son. He's older than me right now, but I would love to have a son that is not older than me, or a daughter, or a non-binary. I'm not weird about that either. It's fine.
Or a non-binary. Yeah, that's how I like to talk about my future children as well.
I meant to say or non-binary. I did not mean to say a non-binary. Not collecting them.
Yeah. We have binders full of non-binaries. Remember that?
We've closely vetted all of the potential non-binary children.
Okay, we need to stop.
Sir, here are those they thems that you asked about.
I believe there's only ever been one publicly non-binary person on this show, and I think
it's true, and they weren't non-binary at the time. I guess they weren't out at the time.
Yeah, I think it was because of Survivor that they realized they were non-binary. So
it was Evie,
good for
correct?
the show. Yes,
bring Evie back. We want Evie back.
I would love to see
Survivor.
Evie come back. I love them so much. So at camp, Kenzie is sad that she wasn't in on the TIFF vote, and now someone else is getting credit for what should have been her move. Stop. Oh my God, we've been over this. Stop trying to take credit before Final Tribal. That's a bad look.
Yeah, it's like, you're not hashing this stuff out now.
What if every tribal council was the jury got to vote somebody out, and they had to make a final tribal council-esque speech at every tribal council, and then the jury gets to decide who is most deserving to stay in the game. That would be an interesting twist.
It'd be kind of fun to see repeat people go up in front of the jury and just be like, "Listen, y'all know me. Known a lot. I've been living with a lot of you for a long time now."
I said that as a joke, but I do feel like that would be a fun little twist on the game for one season. If the jury got just enormously more power for one season, wouldn't that be fun? Jeff, give me a call.
I'm willing to try anything. And you should be too, Jeff.
I'll try anything once, you know? Charlie tells Kenzie that it was Maria's plan. Maria feels great about the TIFF move, and then they all go idol hunting. We love this. Do you think the idol hunts have gotten better? Jeff thinks they have.
No, I don't. I did like Venus's strategy of just being like, well, everybody's looking in that one concentrated area, so I'm just going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it worked. No one can find it until Venus does. He says, "This is not leaving my side." Interesting choice of words, because I do feel like by the end...
Only she hadn't committed so fully to that bit.
Yeah, the whole point of a hidden immunity idol is it does leave your side, and eventually it goes to Jeffrey Probst's side at one point. Who also, wedding 6 weeks away, Jeff Probst still hasn't responded to the RSVP. Rude. Kenzie and Venus are working together now, which is great, but Venus isn't looking hard for the idol because she already has it. Isn't that funny?
I loved this. Honestly, it's not a good episode for me to be like, kind of turning around on Venus, because I was like, what? Like, I love the strategy of playing into the low expectations you've created for yourself and just being like, I'm tired. I don't want to look.
If you, like, intentionally lower your threat level, like, nobody's going to worry about you then. It's a genius move, actually. I think we can all agree Venus did a very good job this episode, and this whole season as a whole.
You just gotta follow through on it eventually when you're making the cool moves. You gotta know when to use the cool stuff that you get.
Yeah. Venus says it would be the worst feeling to go home with an idol in your pocket. This is what they call ironic foreshadowing. It's a phrase that I learned in English.
We were complaining about how fucking long this show is now.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that really annoys me as a side effect of this is when you get an episode like this, where there's a bunch of strategy talk at the beginning, and you know that none of it is going to matter because they wouldn't be showing this much of it pre-challenge. So it was like you and I both knew, I think, pretty confidently who was going to win the immunity challenge based off of how the beginning of this episode went.
Yeah, because it's always the person who seems like the most in trouble who ends up winning. And that's a classic Survivor move. We get it. It's not a big
Also, this is neither here nor there, but do you think that they might be trying to hide a winner's edit with Ben, because Ben has barely been on the show for a few weeks now?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Ben. I try not to read the edit too much because after Marianne, what's her name? Marianne. I tried to
Mariana's Trench won.
When the Mariana's Trench won and then Grimace won the very next season, I was like, okay, they're doing something different with the winner's edit in the new era. I'm not going to try to figure it out. But if I were trying to figure it out, I feel like Kenzie would have a pretty strong argument for having the winner's edit at this point.
Yeah, she definitely has a bit of a winner's edit going. But that's the problem, though, right? Is like maybe they're trying to trick us.
But why would they do that? What's the point of that? Why would you want to trick your audience? Are you Vincent Kennedy McMahon? This
is the only way that I will compare, because I like him, to Gabler, but like maybe this is the Gabler thing. Where they're like, oh, tricked ya.
Okay, but Ben hasn't even offered all of the money to soldiers yet.
He hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, good point. I suppose Grimace did do it after the season ended. But he didn't, he didn't win a challenge by listing off 1,000 names of people he knows. Where's that at, Ben? Grimace did it in Survivor 43. Oh my God,
that's what Thomas, it takes around these parts, buddy.
I don't know if you saw our Survivor group chat on X, the Everything app, but I finally made my tier list of all of the seasons. I had the hardest time remembering what happened in any season in the new era.
Yeah,
I was like, I know that Mariana's Trench won 42 and Erica won 41. And then after that, it all kind of blurs together. I know there was Grimace. I know Grimace was a big part of 43. After that, I don't know.
Part of this is just the passing of time, where each season, as there are more seasons, each season becomes less distinct just by the nature of how many there are. But also, they also are all in the same location and they all look the same. So
yeah, exactly. And they all have the same number of tribes and they break up at the same time. And it's gotten too repetitive. Give me a random Survivor season right now, Thomas, and I'll tell you a big moment from that season. Because I could do that no problem from the first 40 seasons.
Let's say Survivor Africa.
They literally had to keep somebody awake at night to make sure the lions didn't attack them. Because they lived in a fucking desert. That's incredible. They had to, get water from some fucking, swamp or river or something. And there was, wildlife shit in it. And they had to clean it.
That's
good shit.
Close cousin to wildlife shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit me with your best wildlife shit.
No, thank you, sir. Okay, so back to the new era. Charlie congratulates Maria on her big move. Big move-itis. It's been a thing since Blood versus Water, which we're going to get to in...
She went to Yale for big moves.
Yes, thank you. We'll get to Blood versus Water in the next couple of years. We got to finish out our... what are we doing now, Thomas? Oh, the lead up to Micronesia, of course, which is this summer. Okay, so Charlie is happy to let Maria take the credit, so she becomes a bigger threat. Charlie playing a pretty good game.
Yeah, this is good timing from him, I think.
Is anybody else saying Charlie's playing a good game?
Yeah, nobody is. Definitely nobody is saying that.
Liz tells Kenzie about the TIFF vote, and then they target Maria. They call Maria the Kingpin. Did you notice how everybody pronounced it Kingpin instead of Kingpin?
I did think the emphasis was kind of weird on that.
It's like, I've only ever read the word Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Charlie, Kenzie, and Venus agree to target Q and Maria. Just do Q already. It's been so long. I'm tired of them teasing it.
This is how I feel about it, right? It's just like, when is this going to be fucking over? Like, enough already.
Yeah.
I feel like Liz, it's like, why do... Far be it from me to feel bad for Liz, but like, why are you putting Liz through this?
Exactly. Okay, so at the immunity and reward challenge, they have to balance a ball on a pole, go through some obstacles, and then do a snake maze. I liked this, actually.
I did too. I like the snake maze.
The snake maze is always good. It was a nice variation on the usual snake maze. And the balancing a ball on a pole, that's always good. The obstacles were not too much. The winners get pizza. Can't believe neither of us guessed pizza, but it is what it is.
It's never when you think the pizza. It's never when you hope.
Yeah. Personally, I'm hoping for pizza every night, you know? But not every night can be Frozen Pizza Wednesday, you know? You agree or disagree? Come on, Thomas.
Is that a tradition in the Scheidel household?
It is, yeah. We drink frozen pizza.
You drink a frozen pizza.
Yeah,
right.
we bake it and then we blend it up in a blender and we drink it. It gets all the protein, but none of the mess.
I do love a frozen pizza. I've got one right now. I could make it if I wanted to. But
Fucking do it then.
I'm holding. Maybe I'll leave it for Wednesday.
Yeah, do it. Try out Frozen Pizza Wednesday. It's a great time. And then you make a frozen pizza like 20 minutes before Survivor starts. Then you eat the frozen pizza as Survivor is playing live on TV. Have you tried this? Have you tried this?
I love a frozen pizza. I will not be shamed for liking frozen pizza.
That's not what this is about. I'm trying to shame you for not
It's
watching
not.
Survivor
I'm not
live.
accusing you. I'm accusing others. And I'm saying we will not be shamed for our love of frozen pizza.
Exactly. Venus is behind for most of this challenge and then almost wins. But, of course, it was, in fact, Maria who won.
I was so fucking... Speaking of how long this show is, I was so fucking fed up with the editing of this segment because it just kept going that I just skipped. I just kept hitting the 10-second thing and it just kept going. I was like, just get to the point already. Who wins?
See, you don't get that in live TV. You don't get to do that. This fucking guy over here can skip through all
I
of
regret
it.
nothing. I was getting very annoyed.
It was really exciting for me, Venus Stan. Maria has a hard time deciding who to bring and then chooses Ben. And then forces Liz and Q to play rock, paper, scissors. Is this one of the greatest moments in Survivor history?
I think it's great in the sense that, like, there's something very thrilling about when someone who's played basically a flawless game does something very stupid. And
You're talking about Q?
no, I'm talking about Maria.
Yeah, it was
It's
wild
indefensible
choice
to
make.
have Q in there. There is no... She was like, I just want to do it based on need. And Q had just eaten, like, an entire restaurant's worth of Applebee's, like, 10 hours ago.
Okay, he did still have that leftover burger, though.
Yeah.
Maria was
He
like, oh, let me
saved
get
burger.
that. Today's reward is the leftover Applebee's from the last reward.
Yeah, well, everyone, like, Ben looks like he's gonna die, so it's good that he went there. And, like, Liz can't eat anything, and they had gluten-free pizza. This is 2 straight challenges where people were like, Liz, I'm sorry, but I have to pick someone else, when they absolutely did not have to pick someone else.
Liz, I'm so sorry, but actually, fuck you. We all hate you, actually. I'm so sorry.
I think I would also probably snap if I was Liz at this point, like...
I've seen you eat every day. It's so funny.
Maria was like, I don't know, Venus is letting her have some rice, so it's fine. I'm just gonna bring Q on there.
I loved when they did go to the reward, or no, at the reward when they go, well, Liz does have rice. Like that refrain.
Yeah, she's not allowed to be mad because she does have rice. It's either just pick Liz. If you think Liz in any way deserves to go, you should just pick Liz. Or if it's going to be between the two people that need it the most, it's her and Venus. Like, it's not that hard. I respect Venus for not begging in that situation.
But Liz and Venus literally have rice, so what do they have to complain about?
They have rice. And has Q eaten recently? Food. Who can say? Who can say if Q has eaten recently? Just say that Q is in consideration because he took you on the reward. I would respect that.
Yeah, that was Venus's whole thing. Just be like, don't preface it with this bullshit. Just be honest with us. I appreciated that. I like Venus because she's very straightforward, even if she's not the most tactful with her words. She's always...
I appreciate it in this specific situation, too, because then Maria later is doing the, like, I never intended to make you feel that way. And it's just like, this is such garbage. Like, you don't mean that. You knew exactly what you were doing.
Like, obviously, you're going to make somebody mad no matter what you do. But this felt particularly egregious.
I will say I really enjoyed Charlie. I've been in this position before, and it's a fun position to be in where, like, people are gossiping about something that you don't have that much investment in, and you can just be like, oh my God, I know. It's so horrible.
Yeah. That's where I try to be at all times in my life.
It's so liberating to just be like, yeah, God, the worst, I know.
Yeah. Whoa, tell me more. Maria says she has to keep Q happy right now. Why?
Why? Don't. He has no leverage.
The man tried to quit the game 4 weeks ago. You could have just gotten rid of him. This
doesn't make any sense. Nobody is going to take direction from him. Like, if you're going to take him as a GOAT and that's why you have him as a number one, fine, but you don't have to respect him.
Q wants to join the Sega 3 to take out Venus. I think this is a good plan.
I agreed.
I'm mad that Venus is going to go, but I totally get where Q is coming from. The winners return to camp, and Ben says he feels like a Ninja Turtle. Good stuff.
Love that. I thought that was great.
Ben's whole vibe is so interesting to me, because he's like our age, maybe a year younger or two, but he has the energy of like a 45-year-old man who like loved rock and roll in the 80s. And it's like, but that wasn't.
It was like he came out of a time. Yeah, like he came out of a time machine. Like they just got a guy from like
he was Bill and Ted's third friend, and they just dropped him in the 2000s by accident.
Yeah.
I was going to say in the third movie, forgetting there was a third movie already.
Yeah, Bill and Ben and Ted.
Bill and Ben and Ted. There we go. I would watch it, honestly. Q fills Charlie in on the plan for Venus. Sure, Maria apologizes if she hurt anyone's feelings. Great apology. Definitely the way we structure apologies in the 2020s. And I appreciated that from Maria. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. That's nice, right?
Yeah, that's always good. That's the kind of apology you love.
Yeah. Liz complains about Q some more and says she's done not expressing herself. This was surprising to me because I feel like Liz has never not expressed herself.
Yeah, I think it's just like she's doing it more often. But yeah, I didn't feel like Liz was like really holding back. I guess she's saying it directly to people. She's been saying it more in talking heads than anything else, but...
I suppose that's true.
But in Survivor, I don't think that's very good strategy. Like, I understand where you're coming from here, but, like, I don't think that's going to in the game where you lie to people, I don't think that's going to go too well.
Yeah. Then we get, I guess, what would be considered a monologue. She tells us that she spent her whole life being angry by not speaking her feelings in order to make somebody else feel better, and that is why she has so many allergies.
She was saying, I think that might be why, which you can tell that she's been pushed a ways, but I was like, all right, let's scale this back a little bit. I don't think that's true.
What are you talking about? That makes total sense, because the brain and the body, they connect and work together. So if you're, keeping your feelings away, that means you can't eat certain foods.
Yeah, it messes with the humors in your body.
Mm-hmm. Maria and Liz discuss taking out Venus. I wish they wouldn't. Kenzie and Charlie agree to take out Q and just let Ben do whatever he wants. I like that. Ben is very much... Oh, boy. What was Jack Black's character's name? Dewey. Dewey Finn in School of Rock?
Yes. Yeah, Dewey. He's a Dewey.
Yeah. Venus tells Charlie she's got something up her sleeve. Why did she do this? Thomas.
I think it was supposed to be to build trust. I don't know. I mean...
But you don't
It's a
need to do
shame.
that. You don't need
The
to do
Venus
that.
Charlie alliance, I think, could have really been something. I think this is what bums me out about this. There was something there.
The Venus Hunter Alliance could have been something. The Venus Soda Alliance could have been something.
What we were really robbed of was the Venus Randon alliance. I think that really could have gone some places.
That would have been so great. I would have loved to see that. That was such a fun possible pre-merge alliance.
It felt like a good pairing of personalities. I think he would have evened things out a little bit for her.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. She says she doesn't want to use it because she wants to show how strong her social game is. Would you agree that Venus has a strong social game?
Yeah, you don't have that. I'm sorry, honey, but I get it from the perspective of like, this is going to get me into the end game. Like, we'll get through this. We'll take Q out. This is going to help solidify my alliance with Charlie. And then I can get through the next one. And then it's, we're going from there. And it's like, I think that you need to take a step back and look at this season and go, hey, what's happened every time someone has done this? Like,
Q is the
gone home
target
with
again?
an idol in their pocket.
Oh, the fourth week in a row that Q's the target? Huh. What happened the last 3 times? Interesting. Ben doesn't like how chaotic Venus is. I agree, Ben. I don't like it either. Ben and Venus could have been an alliance too. Call it Bennis.
Yeah, Elaine Bennis.
Or Venus. Even better.
Venus and Benhead.
Venus and Bedhead? Benhead?
No, Venus and Benhead.
Like Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, but Venus and Benhead.
Yeah, I got it. It's good. It could have been really great, actually, if... I don't know, like if Venus had actually been good at Survivor, that would have been really good to see. That would have been really
Interesting.
great
How
to
the
see.
turntable... It's so funny that we are at very different places on Venus after you've been... you've been the Venus Defense Force for the entire season, and now I'm like, you know what? I'll remember her fondly as a player, and you're like... Now you've turned on her.
I've completely flipped. I thought she was...
I would never treat you that way, Venus. I'm just telling you right now, I would never do that to you. Not like this guy.
Hey, Thomas, you got 6 weeks to find a date for this wedding. Venus? Hey, I don't know what your situation is, but...
Not sure what you up to. Do you want to be abandoned for large stretches of time while I go take pictures and stuff? And yeah, that's what you're in for. So if you want to say, look, you spend a lot of time alone on Survivor, I'm sure. So it's...
Do you want to come spend
time
some time alone on some farmland in Illinois? Wouldn't that be
play
fun
cornhole.
for you?
I'm very good at cornhole. I'm just telling you right now. So we'd probably beat whoever we played.
I don't want to talk about our game of cornhole. I'd rather talk about these wildlife shots. We, of course, had birds. We had, one of the birds was the booby, remember? Do you remember?
Yeah, we've done like 3 different kinds of boobies.
You're
It's
telling
funny.
me.
Everyone thinks it's so funny.
It is
talking about
funny.
the boobies.
It's funny that there's a bird that's the same name as a part of a body. That's funny. Bats, Roland. Tell us about Roland the bat, Thomas.
He's fine. He's my other son. It's fine. He's doing
Your
great.
other son.
I love him.
We got crabs. Do you want to talk about your crabs too?
So no, I don't. First of all, I don't have. There's no my crabs. Okay, I'm just putting that out there right now. You're trying to entrap me into this. This is some like, are you still beating your wife style journalism?
Okay, we also got the heron. We got an orb weaver spider, another one of Thomas's faves, some sort of lizard, and the red-vented bulbul. Bulbul. How do you think that's spelled? Bulbul.
Bulbul?
Bulbul.
Is it like BL?
No.
Sorry, BULBLE.
Oh, so close. If this were Wordle, you would have gotten the first 4 green, then a yellow, then a gray, I guess.
Okay, so is it like BULBOL?
Ooh, you got 5 greens. The
BULBUL?
BULBUL. Isn't that funny? Isn't that a funny way to spell an animal's name? It's a bird with a black head, brown wings, and a red butt. Now, this is not a trivia question about the wildlife, but it is a trivia question about an animal. And also, this past weekend when we did see each other. Do you want to hear what my niece Sadie said about Jean, our dog?
What did Sadie? I know that she said I'm not a dog about Jean.
She did at one point say I'm not a dog when I asked her if she wanted a dog. And I said, okay, can't argue with that. Jean was eating breakfast one morning, and Sadie was sitting next to her and pointed at Jean's butt and looked at me and goes, "She has a butt."
It's very observant. That's
Yeah.
a smart kid right there.
You're 100% right. I love toddlers. They're some of the funniest people in the world. How big are the red-vented bulbuls? And this is in centimeters. Don't try to do inches.
About yay high. I'll say they're 20 centimeters.
You hit the nail on the head. Wow, good job. 20 centimeters exactly. And in what year were they first introduced to Fiji?
Say 1860.
More recent.
1957.
Less recent.
1900.
3 steps more recently.
Is it 1903?
1903, they were introduced to Fiji. And what do they eat?
Likely year for them to be introduced.
Yeah, 100%. What do they eat?
I mean, they're birds, so they probably eat like bugs or like like berries or something.
Yeah, close enough. You said bugs. They eat insects. They eat flower petals, specifically, nectar, and occasionally geckos. Where do you think they rank? And I'll give you a hint. They technically have 2 rankings the way we do rankings, or ratings. I don't know what they're called.
I'm going to say least concern and invasive.
Yes, they are in fact one of the world's 100 worst invasive alien species. So they're actually also aliens. They're literally from outer space. Nobody talks about it. Interesting, though. Everybody's like, oh, could octopi be from outer space? How about the red-vented bulbul? They're one of the 100 most invasive alien species of the entire world.
That's what the song Aliens Exist by Blink-182 is about. It's about this bird.
Exactly. Okay, let's talk about this tribal council. Jeff brought licorice to tribal council.
All right, this is like the kid that keeps telling the same joke. Like, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah. Speaking of toddlers, Liz thankfully can eat licorice, which somebody pointed out on our favorite website, the Survivor Reddit, does have gluten in it. which she supposedly is allergic to. So maybe...
Yeah, better get your story straight on this one. I will say, if Ben makes it to the end, I would put this in his case to the jury.
Yeah.
I gave everybody licorice.
How come Ben didn't give any licorice to the jury? Nobody's talking about that.
They get to go to Ponderosa. They don't need it. They can have as much licorice as they want at Ponderosa.
Venus is annoyed by Maria's farce of saying that she wanted to take the weakest people.
I'm sorry. I know I was just crapping all over the boobies jokes, but I did think you were going to say she was annoyed by Maria's farts, and that would be a very different show.
It's funny to be offended by farts. Speaking of toddlers, toddlers from Ariel's side of the family came over recently, and one of them farted very badly and thought it was very funny and continued to fart in our faces. Was that something worth sharing? Probably not. I thought there was more of a story to that, and then I got to the end, and I was like,
PTSD flashbacks to it.
It smelled really bad. I was like, how the fuck are you doing this? Okay.
What are you eating?
Maria is offended that Venus called it a farce, but it was a farce. Like, once again, Venus is right. Venus has always been right.
Venus is right.
Charlie says the big theme of this pizza reward was decisions. I'm sure Jeff loved that sentence.
I'm sure he did too. I will say one thing I liked about this episode. I really love that they referred to the group back at the camp as the Pizza Losers.
It's such a good name. Like,
it's
Pizza Losers.
Wonderful.
I hope the Pizza Losers becomes a alliance name in the way the Six never was. Liz complains about Q some more and says she can't trust anybody. Sure, whatever, Liz. Liz is making it to Final Tribal, right?
She seems like a pretty tailor-made goat. There's a very easy case against her.
Liz, Q, Maria. That's my take for now.
It would make a lot of sense for Maria. I feel like she would just probably get a unanimous waltz to the finish there.
I think she would. So they vote, and then nobody plays an idol for the third week in a row when they should. Venus gets 5 votes, Kenzie gets 1, and Q gets 1.
Everyone was very confused by the Kenzie vote.
Yeah. That seems to happen a lot in this new era, but it seems to be just a defensive move in case of a shot in the dark play.
That's true. This was, by the way, I believe the first vote that Kenzie has gotten.
Oh, is it? I haven't been keeping track like that, but I'm not surprised. I don't remember her getting any other votes. Okay, so Charlie and Maria are still at 100%. Kenzie, Liz, and Q have moved up to 80%, and Ben is down to 60% correctly voting post-merge. So, yeah, not a lot of movement. Okay, Thomas, last week you had 29 points. I had 26 points. Oh, let's see. At the merge, you picked Tiff. I picked Venus, so neither of us got points this week for that. You said Charlie would go on the reward. I said Ben would. Ben did, so I got a point for that. You said shower. I said chocolate. Neither happened. You said Q would win immunity. I said Charlie. Neither happened. Kenzie or Maria would be voted out. Neither happened. Nobody called Charlie their baby. Nobody was turned on by Charlie after eating eggs. No Red Robin, no Old Spice. So the score is now 29 points, Thomas Powell, 27 points, Jake Shineau. How about that? It's getting pretty close.
Neither of us is getting, both our players are out, so.
Yeah. Okay, so who is going, I think this is it the next to last episode or 2 before the final?
So we're down to 6. So I believe it is the penultimate episode.
Okay. Who will win the penultimate reward? Or at least go on the reward challenge. You know what I mean.
I'm betting on Q continuing to go on these rewards. It seems like he is just going to go on every reward.
I'll say Kenzie. Kenzie's got to do some work, I think, in these final 2 episodes if she wants to win. What will the reward be? And it's probably not going to be pizza.
We've had the pizza now.
Jeff always says, "Oh, the rewards ramp up every episode." But do you think pizza is better than Applebee's, the greatest reward in Survivor history?
Look, I'm going to come out. This is controversial. I'm going to say I would rather have pizza than Applebee's.
Yeah, fair enough. I would too, honestly. Unless Applebee's has a pizza. I haven't looked at an Applebee's restaurant in 20 years.
Would you trust Applebee's to make pizza? Do you trust them to do it well?
I don't trust Applebee's to make a pizza. Have you thought of a reward yet?
No, God, it's just so hard when the thing that is such an easy guess to go to is just gone. I'm just gonna say spa. I mean, like, what the fuck else is it gonna be?
Yeah, no, that's a totally fair guess. I'll say, oh man, it is hard when we get down to the end. Helicopter. They're gonna go on a helicopter.
Oh, we love a helicopter ride.
I feel like they save helicopter rides for like big seasons, though. Whatever, who cares?
Yeah. Just like the Gathering of the Juggalos, it's a premium experience.
Okay, who's winning immunity? Ooh, this is the one.
I am going to say Charlie pulls this one out.
Now this is interesting. Because I said Charlie last week and you said Q. I'm going to say it's no longer immunity. It's now Q-unity. Q's winning this one.
I really hope that doesn't happen. I'm ready for the Q ride to be over. I want to get off Mr. Q's wild ride.
I love this one. I love Mr. Q's wild ride. And who's getting voted out?
I'm saying Maria. I think this is where Charlie takes a shot.
You know what, Thomas? I think this is where Maria takes a shot. Takes out Charlie.
It does seem like she's setting that up. Like she's about to... They're both ready to cut each other loose. It's just going to be who's able to do it.
Yeah. So it's really going to come down to the other 4 people. And then, of course, we've got our rando points and hopefully our product placement points. Ugh. I don't think Rod Robin's showing up. It doesn't feel like Applebee's and Rod Robin are going to sponsor the same season, I'm sorry to say. Okay. Next up is the Quopes quiz, Thomas. This has been another week and another big mistake by somebody on Survivor 46. So can you tell us the name of this week's Quopes quiz?
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty. Keep your
Plan your wedding with no outside help and we'll reveal the biggest mistake you're making right now.
This is by Cat. C-A-T. Community contributor with 3,200... No. It's by Cat, not a cat. Merely Cat. 3,275 points. Better to know now than when it's too late. Well, got about 6 weeks, so I hope I'm okay. Now, Thomas, you're not getting married anytime soon, and I actually can't help you according to the rules of this quiz. Planning your wedding with no outside help. But I am still curious what you're going to say.
I think you could have phrased that in a way that was more artful than what you said.
How so?
You didn't need to throw in the anytime soon.
Are you getting married anytime soon?
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say I'm not.
In the next 6 weeks?
That's okay. If someone says anytime soon, that is a much longer implied time period than 6 weeks.
Which season will their wedding be in? Spring, fall, summer, winter. What I'm trying to say is we're creating your ideal wedding. My wedding's already set in stone. 6 weeks away.
I'm going to say spring. I think I'd prefer a spring wedding.
Mine's going to be in summer. Sorry I made that noise. I made that noise because the picture they chose is a beach, and I feel like that's the noise Beach Boys make. Not the Beach Boys, just boys who go to the beach. Choose an outfit for yourself: a gray suit, a white dress, a white suit, a different white dress, a red suit, or a green suit.
Is that green? I thought it looked black, but maybe it is green.
I think it's green. Oh, maybe it is black now that I zoom in a little more.
Well, I don't want to copy your suit, so I'm going to say black.
I'm going to say
green
gray
or whatever it is.
because it is gray.
That is, in fact, what we will be wearing.
Yep. Choose an outfit for your SO: a black suit, a different black suit, a gray suit, a white dress, a white suit, and somebody else in
Yeah, who's this fucking guy with the
suspenders and a hat?
suspenders? Get him out of there. He's trying to
Or
kidnap my
somebody
wife.
in a lace dress with long curls and a bouquet.
I'm going with the lace dress.
With the bouquet?
With the bouquet and the long curly hair.
I'm going with the low-cut, off-the-shoulder white dress, because I'm messy. I was trying to remember the name of this episode, the adjectives I used. Where are you hosting your wedding? On a beach, a forest park or garden, backyard, or a place of worship?
I'd say forest park or garden.
That's the closest to what I'm doing also. Where did you get engaged on vacation? Not a place. That's an event, not a place. Outside of my workplace. What?
Why would I do that? It's not romantic at all.
Isn't everywhere outside of my workplace?
I guess that's true. Just no, so you proposed somewhere that wasn't your job. So
Yeah,
I guess that's.
I didn't propose at where I work. At a park or cafe, or we didn't. I love the pictures. Just nope. I think we
There's
were
a lot of
actually
public
at,
proposals here, which I don't love.
on a jumbotron at a baseball game.
Yeah, she had to say yes. She had no choice.
That's what I wanted to do, but apparently it wasn't cool.
I'll say at a park or cafe.
Yeah, I think that's where we did it, at a state park, maybe a national park. I don't know. Dream honeymoon. Oh, I was thinking recently about astral projection, Thomas. What do you think of astral projection?
I don't believe it's real.
But wouldn't it be cool if it was?
I mean, sure. There's a lot of things that would be cool if they were real.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. I haven't mastered it yet, but I'll keep you updated. Okay, where do you want to go on honeymoon? Vegas or Disney? I'll save the money, thanks. I can't miss work. Somewhere in Asia I've never been. Paris, somewhere tropical. Ugh. I don't know. I guess somewhere tropical?
I wouldn't mind going to, like, Japan. I don't know.
Japan
These are
would be
not, this is
cool.
not, like, none of these are first choices for me.
Yeah, it's extremely random. I can't miss work. You're getting married. What are you talking about?
I'll
You're
say
supposed
somewhere.
to
I've
miss
never been
work.
to anywhere in Asia, so I'll say somewhere in Asia. There's probably somewhere cool I could go.
Yeah. Which house are you moving to after the honeymoon? Thomas, can you describe each of these houses?
They're what appears to be some sort of brutalist, sort of like
Like communal
apartment
living?
block.
Yeah.
Then there's like a big like country house that looks like an insurance like company building. Like it looks like you could just put like a farmer's insurance on there, and it would be
Yeah.
somewhere you would go get a quote.
It looks like an Airbnb for your extended family.
Yeah. And then there's like a stone house that looks like it's in like Ireland or something. Mm-hmm. And then there's like a brick mansion, and I think I'm gonna take the brick mansion.
Yeah, it feels like
It's like a townhouse.
house in... what was the town that Home Alone was shot in? I know it was nearby here. Was it Evanston?
Is it in like Hyde Park?
maybe. I don't. No, not
Or
Hyde Park.
it
Hyde
might be
Park is in
Glencoe.
England.
I know that a lot of stuff that John what's his name, the guy that did all
Hughes?
those movies, John Hughes. I think a lot of those were shot in the Chicago suburbs, but I think
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like a house that would be in the Chicago suburbs.
Winnetka. It's apparently in Winnetka, which is a town nearby the Chicagoland area. I'm obviously picking the little Irish house. I was so inspired by the Banshees of Inisherin. I definitely, while watching that movie, was like, oh my God, what if Thomas and I broke up and he never wanted to talk to me again?
I don't like you no more.
How much are you spending on the wedding total?
$0 to $1,000. Yeah,
That's
let's
right.
go.
We're getting, like Macklemore, we're getting married in the thrift shop. 1,000 to 2,000. 4,000 plus, or 2,000 to 4,000. What the fuck?
I'm spending $0, baby. Somebody else is paying for this shit.
Yeah, that's why we have parents. 0 to 1,000. I'm gonna say 1,000 to 2,000, honestly, based on the. Oh well, I can't change my answer. It's too late. Apparently, I'm making no mistakes. I mean, you
Me too.
seem pretty
They
sensible.
agree with me. I'm very sensible.
I think you may end up with a regret or two, but everyone does. So not nothing then. Overall, there's no doubt the positives will outweigh the negatives for you. And then it's like an Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
Folks, we did it.
We
I
did
planned
it.
the perfect wedding. And for $0.
And for $0. How perfect.
How stupid are people getting married that they're not as good as I am at planning weddings? I'm so good at it.
Certainly, this quiz has never looked at our budget document.
I get to go somewhere in Asia I've never been for $0. What have you ever done with your life?
You clearly have a friend in an airline business. Tell us, what's your social media?
You can follow me at Thom on both bsky.social, Blue Sky as it's often known, or on the site formerly known as Twitter, X.
Oh, are you talking about the Everything app?
I'm talking about the Everything app.
The show is on YouTube at the Only Fun Survivor podcast. What can people comment on YouTube? Should they want to?
Ha ha ha, very funny, smiley face.
Okay, that's easy. Let's see. Our last poll asked, which would you rather have on a reward? Applebee's, Red Robin, or Old Spice? Who do you think won?
I'm going to say that Applebee's probably won.
Applebee's got 33% of the vote. Old Spice got 17% of the vote. And Red Robin did get, in fact, 50%.
Yum, I should have had more confidence in my predictions.
Absolutely. Okay, what can people vote on this time? What should be the poll for this week?
Do you miss Venus? Yes, no. Definitely.
Yes, no, of course we do. Who doesn't?
Wait, yes, no, maybe so.
We're gonna do, Survivor 50's coming up, right?
Of course.
And it's gonna be legends. Well, they haven't announced it yet, but it's gonna be returning players. So it's probably gonna be legends, That's the rumored theme. That's what everybody wants. So we're going to do Legends for a simulated season in this off season. And obviously Venus is going to be on there. I couldn't even get through it. Okay.
Is
we have a
Jelinski
few shows on.
legend of the game? They
Look,
were at the
man.
final several this time around.
Okay. Great. Honestly, yeah, they probably will. We have a few shows on Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/justpodcast. Thomas, what's a show people want to listen to on that one?
Do we have anything for several thousand?
Yeah, we have a show called Jelinski's on it. And we talk about whatever his latest post on Instagram has been, or any social media he posts on. I assume he's a social media fiend. He's on, he was born in the 2000s probably. Do you ever think about
these kids are on their phones? That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. I'm so glad you finally
you know what?
said it.
It's time somebody said it.
These kids these days and their phones, you know? He was born in 2001. How old would he have been November 2001?
November of 2001, man, I would have been a cool 10 years old.
I also would have been a cool 10 years old. And I believe we were seeing The Tuxedo in theaters. Can that be right?
I remember seeing The Tuxedo in theaters.
Was that 2001? 2002. Damn. So close.
We were looking forward to seeing The Tuxedo in theaters.
We'd all seen the previews of The Tuxedo and said, can't wait to see that movie. Do you want to shout out a show on patreon.com? Oh, we already did that part. The Jelinski show.
Jelinski's on it. The show about Jelinski.
For several $1,000s. Do you want to thank the fans?
I would love to thank the listeners. Thank you for listening. You almost got me there.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Not today.
If you want to become a fan, you can do it on patreon.com/justpodcasts as well. Apple reviews, you know what to write. Thomas, do you want to remind people?
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
All right. Well, until next week, shit, man, it's been so hot this week here. So I have to say to you, have a great summer.
Deuces.
So the only other person I found of note on this list of onthisday.com, birthday/March/20.
Oh, I know who it was. Adam Copeland Edge. On this day birthdays.
I didn't even notice that.
No, on this day birthdays.
Oh God, shut up. Spike Lee is his name. Maybe you've heard of him. Yeah, that's a big one. Let's see who died on my birthday. Oh my God, let's see who died on 1991.
It just seems like you see clearly that everything has come to life. I think that's what I'm getting.
I love this website. It goes all the way back to who died on this day, back to 687.
I love all the fake sites that you get here, where I have a site called Independent Record that is, they're trying to get me to sign up. Fuck you. I don't need you for celebrity birthdays.
Okay,
August 15 birthdays. I'm looking it up. We got Jennifer Lawrence.
Good call.
We got Chief Keef. We got Joe Jonas. I like the order of this because it's being ranked. They have someone named Jill Vertes, who's a reality star I've never heard of. And then Ben Affleck is behind her.
Oh, nice.
Nipsey Hussle. And then behind Nipsey Hussle, Napoleon Bonaparte. Has been 7 overall. Right next to Bilzo, who is a 19-year-old Twitch streamer.
That's great.
There's gotta be. There's a guy named Donald Mustard on here. Who the fuck is that? The game designer.
Oh, the Colonel?
That's not a real person. You know what would really hit the spot for you right now, probably?
A Sprite?
I mean, it would, but also, what about an ice-cold glass bottle Coca-Cola?
Yeah, it has been hot, huh?
You would take that just like Monkey Man Dev Patel himself.